Hi, bud.
Bring on the dogs.
Bring on the pups.
Kinsley's still inside.
Yep. Hi, boys. He let me brush some of him out today. I trimmed his rear end.
His derriere.
His fluffy butt.
What is he? He didn't like that.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, he's got an itch going on.
Yeah, an itcher. The other day, I don't know, something stung
I know.
Levi.
Oh.
Excuse you. And he was just like, you know how like horses stomp down like that? That's what he was doing. I was like, oh my goodness, but I couldn't figure out what it was.
Yeah.
I think we have a lot of those flying ants, but.
Yeah, there's a lot of flying ants inside the house.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, everybody. I brought props today.
Oh, all right.
Show and tell. I'm tired.
Yeah, I am too. Did not sleep well last night.
No? I don't know if I did or not. Now I'm yawning. Talk about being tired.
Yeah.
I'm getting bored of working on the house.
Need something different?
Yeah, but I want to get it done. I'm feeling not optimistic that I'm going to have it done before winter. It's just the phase right now.
Yep.
It's just the phase. But today I was able to open up the doorway from the new master bedroom to the master bathroom. Did a little bit of framing, and then I got tired, and it like 5 o'clock. I'm like, why am I dragging so much? I just like, I was like, oh, I'm hungry, and it's 5 o'clock.
Yeah. Today flew by.
Yeah, today flew by.
I was like, oh my goodness, it's 6 o'clock, and I was still at my computer working.
Yeah. Yeah, so I had to make sure all of the fixtures, bathtub, toilet, and sink could be spaced within code. And then I had to figure out where I'm going to put the outlet and the vanity light, because that was on the same wall in the same position where the door is going to be. So that had to be moved over. Levi, thank you. Yeah, so there's a lot of like kind of pre-planning today to do. So that took quite a while, and then I was able to get started on doing the actual demo work, taking out the drywall, the beautiful insulation job that I did. Like, that insulation was cut perfectly. It was level.
All the things.
All the things, all the Gary things. Anyway, so I think the master bathroom floor has to be ripped out and re-put.
Because it squeaks.
Not because it squeaks, because it's not level. It's not. And so when we rotate the toilet, the toilet's going to go angled downward.
That'll be fun.
No.
Slide right off the toilet.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a huge angle, but it's enough to where I'm worried about the seal not sealing. The toilet flange seal with all the wax not sealing properly. I'll have Jim look at it, because Jim's coming out on Thursday and Friday to help with whatever I want help with. So I'm going to have him look at it with me, but if we determine it should be replaced, then he's going to do the work. I've already let him know. I said, hey, I got another challenging project for you. He's like, great. Yeah, so.
Yeah.
But yesterday, I did a little bit of work in the house, not much. We released a kick. Nope, this is kick. We released a
Kraemerlife.
Yesterday was Sunday.
Correct.
Which was all of the bracing and blocking and strapping for hurricanes, strong force winds, seismic activity. That house is going to be secure.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
The house is going to be very, very secure, which is good. Way more secure than it was.
Yeah. I'm actually surprised with some of our insane winds that we didn't have any real damage to the house.
Yeah, I think the saving grace to that is, I think there's two things that is a saving grace to that. number one, the lumber that they used back then, it is incredibly strong lumber, and it's really tight grain, so it holds onto nails really, really well, and the really big nails that they put in. So I think that's probably as strong as the screws that I was using for the strapping, basically. And number two, the soffits on the outside don't have an opening. They're not vented to allow air to go up to the ridge vent, and there's no ridge vent in that portion of the house. So when winds come through, it's not able to get under the roof and lift it up.
Got it.
Now, the addition, that is vented. There's a ridge vent, there's eave vents, but it's not oriented towards the way that the wind blows around here.
Right.
Because mostly the wind comes from the west.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right, I mentioned that I have props. Let's get into the props. What do you think?
Sure.
Should we talk about props?
Okay.
Okay, the first thing I'm going to show you is we're going to go back several months and talk about our new washer and dryer. So we have the GE all-in-one washer dryer combo thing, and many reviews say that after months of using it, it just doesn't dry anymore. And it's because the lint trap, the way that they have it situated, is right next to the condenser coils for the heat pump that does all the drying. And that lint trap doesn't catch all the lint, so eventually the condenser coils get gunked up with lint, and then it stops drying well. So the solution is to scrape the lint or the heat pump coil occasionally to get all of that lint that is on the coils, if any, and scrape it out. So this is a $1
and
cheap,
25 cents.
Oh, $1.25, excuse me, inflation. $1.25 really cheap ice scraper. There used to be the ice scraper here and snow scraper here. We just took off the ice scraper, and this fits perfectly in the lint drawer, and you can get in there and just twist this thing and just scrape down those condenser coils. Works really, really well. We have no lint on our condenser coils because after every load, we basically scrape it down. And then we also use this to scrape off the lint trap.
I just use my hand.
She uses her hand, I use this. And then we run this fuzzy muffin through.
Duster.
Thank you, duster. Into the lint trap area and just scrape around and pull out any remaining lint that is in there that didn't get trapped by either the coils or the lint trap.
$2.50.
$2.50, and we've had no issues with drying unless we mix.
Unless Katie does laundry.
Well, I wasn't going to say that, but if you mix clothes with like bedding or clothes with towels, bad idea. You want to have towels together, bedding together, clothes together. Don't mix. And then everything's fine. I can't get this thing to sit right, so I keep adjusting my shirt. Okay, now I have a third prop, and this just arrived today, and this has to do with my ongoing battle of those wasps. So I mentioned a couple episodes ago that I was going to have to get up on a ladder and get basically at the roof line and get into a crack, anyway, at the roof line. And either I had to go up onto the roof and then lean over and spray into it, which I'm not going to do, or I have to get onto a ladder, and it's a really bad area because the roof line goes down, the angle of the ground is going down, and it would be a pretty tall climb for me. And then, you know, if bees were to actually come out, wasps were to come out and start attacking me, then I'd have to climb down really quick in a panic and I'd probably fall. I ain't doing that. So I thought, I wonder if there's a product that could extend the reach of a spray can, and there is. So I got this little guy here. This is, I don't even know what it's called, but basically you put your spray can in here, And then this little guy presses the spray can sprayer with this long string, because you hook up a very long pole, like a painter's pole, to this guy, and then you can reach up and pull the string.
It's like a selfie stick for spray cans.
It's like a selfie stick for spray cans. Yeah, so we had that really long extension pole, painter's pole, and I'll just put on this, put the spray can with the little nozzle.
I was wondering how it was, like, how do you pull it?
Yeah, you pull it with this really, I mean, it's,
Yep.
yeah, it's just a string with, you know, a long string. And you just go, whomp. This will be up. You just go, psst, psst, psst. It's probably really annoying. Anyway, this is what I'm doing tonight. I'm gonna be spraying that wasp nest up at the roof line that I ain't doing any other way. And then this little guy apparently can adjust angles to get the right angle based on your angle of attack. Anywho, those are my props.
Geese are very active right now.
Yeah, they are. Man, I cannot, you know what, I'm just gonna do this.
Okay.
What did we do this weekend?
Sold a bunch of chickens.
You did, you sold a lot of chickens.
I did. Had 3 different people come over this weekend and sold probably the most I've sold.
How many did you sell?
32. So it was good.
Yeah, it was great.
It was 2 smaller orders and 1 very large order.
Yeah.
Which is great, and so that's always nice. And then that really cleaned out Gen Pop, and it cleaned out one of our coops almost completely up there.
Yeah, that rooster's like, I only have 2 hens now. What the heck?
He went from 5 to 14. Now he's down to 2.
Yep.
So sold a lot of different mixes, which was great, and still getting a lot of inquiries, and trying to post on the farm page on a more regular basis. And it's been really great because a lot of the customers have sent me photos of the chickens once they got to their new homes and, you know, are settling in and whatnot. So I'm able to post those as well.
Oh, nice.
So it's kind of nice. Some really cute, unique coops, and then some are going in chicken tractors, so all sorts of different stuff. But that was a lot of what I did this weekend, was working out all of the arrangements. And then we caught a bunch of chickens, and we found out that, or we decided, evening time or coop catches is all we're gonna do. No more Gen Pop during the day.
I ain't chasing chickens to catch them anymore. Not happening. We were doing it in the evening. Yep. Or we're going to lock them in the coop if they have them,
yep.
if they're coop bound.
Yeah, so what we did is the ones that we caught them at night and then put them into a coop and lock the coop, put the food and the water in there, so because they would be getting picked up the next morning. So we did that, and that seemed to work a lot easier. It was so much easier to catch them.
Yeah.
Especially when it's large quantities. So that was nice. And then, yeah, I think that was pretty much the best way to do it. So I think that's just what we'll continue to do.
It's easier.
It just makes it so much easier, because chasing them, like trying to catch them in Gen Pop, is a nightmare because of that big brush pile in the middle of it. They just go in there, and it's really hard to kind of sort through them.
The one that's right behind us.
Yeah.
The big old brush pile.
Yep.
Yep. It's a great place for them to escape from any
heat predators.
And area predators, but including us.
Including us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So, oh well.
Do we have an update on the bear?
Not really. Not that I know of. Do we have an update on the bear?
Well, what did you find on the trail cams?
Nothing.
That was anticlimactic. She collected the trail cams this weekend.
I was like,
and she looked at the footage, and there were some raccoons. You saw a family of raccoons.
I saw it the first time.
Little tiny raccoons.
I've seen, yeah, it's the first time saw like a mom and a couple of babies.
They're really cute.
They were very adorable, and they were we mentioned the other day where the dogs were sniffing and really trailing back behind where the sheep are. That's where, so we set up a trail cam way back into the woods, pointing to the area where the dogs were really sniffing. We set up a trail cam just right over here, kind of close to the sheep shelter and the I called it a debris pile last time, but it's really just it's a mulch pile. I think we put over the pigs, right? The stuff that we couldn't feed back to the animals.
Yep. Some of the guts.
And it's all buried in a big hole, and then we filled it back in and then put compost on top of it, or mulch basically.
Mulch, yep. Letting it break down.
Yeah, letting it turn to compost. And then so we put them there, and then Nate put one in the woods where we saw the bear last time, and then I put one by the red barn. And so we looked at all of the footage, and the only thing that we saw was that one family of raccoons besides our own animals.
Well, you did have an animal come up and do some smudge marks on
The sheep.
Yeah, the sheep.
The sheep they're very curious about it. They sniff it and then just smudged it, so like the next 3 pictures had just like this. I couldn't tell what was in the image. It's always funny when they do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, haven't seen the bear, and the dogs have calmed down quite a bit. They're not, they were on high alert for a couple days, and this weekend it mellowed out significantly.
Yeah.
And I attempted to put the trail cams over into the area where the neighbor had saw the bear in our front, very far corner of the property. It's pretty much the furthest away on the front part of the property from our house.
Southeast corner.
And I let the dogs come with me, Winston and Levi, and it was supposed to rain last night. And I thought I had enough time to get over there. Turns out I did not. I got right to the 70s house, so I'm in the middle of that big front part in front of the house between the machine shed and the house, and it just and the grass is and the weeds are over my head tall.
Yeah.
So they're very, very tall. I had the trike, thinking, okay, well, I'll just take the trike through it instead of walking. That way, 1, I can be a little bit quicker because it's supposed to rain pretty soon, and 2, I thought it'd be easier, so I wasn't like walking. No, it's not easier. Bike pedals get stuck in all of the brambles and stuff. So I got myself stuck, and it starts downpour.
It was a downpour.
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 It was heavy, heavy, heavy rain.
It was probably a good 5-minute downpour.
Yeah.
And you were outside the entire time.
The entire time. Yep.
And the moment that you opened the RV door and went inside,
it stopped.
The rain stopped.
And I was just dripping.
Oh, yeah, you were just
I was
soaked.
Completely soaked. And I was wearing, just pants and a t-shirt. But and I had a hat on, thankfully. That did keep me a little bit drier, but it was one of my gardening hats. And Winston and I he stayed with me the whole time. Levi came running back because the thunder.
Yeah,
and
he does not like thunder.
He doesn't like thunder at all. Mm-hmm. And so I'm trying to get my bike unstuck. Well, now, since the downpour, all of the grass that I just went over is soaking wet, so the trike's not getting any traction. I'm just spinning out. It was a mess. It was pretty entertaining. I kind of wish it was on camera because it was pretty funny just watching me try to get through. So I'm like standing in the back basket, so the weight's in the back.
Oh my gosh. Standing
up like this, trying to get the trike going, because I couldn't use the pedals because the pedals, they're so low that they kept getting stuck in the grass. Oh, it was entertaining. Needless to say, I was not able to get the trail cam set up over there. So
you wouldn't have been able to go in that direction anyway.
Yeah, because it gets worse.
No. There's so the 70s house has its own driveway.
That's where I got to.
Has 2 driveways, and the driveway closest to where you're going, there's a barbed wire fence line going all the way back to the garage.
Oh.
Yeah, you wouldn't have been able to get to where you're trying to go.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got all the way to that second driveway
That's why I mentioned going down the streets faster. Yeah. Easier,
yeah. I was gonna go to the driveway and then pop out into the street and just walk it down, but It was a little too crazy.
Yeah, that was an adventure you had.
It was quite the adventure. It was a very exciting, like, 6 minutes for me.
Yeah, well, we have a little bit of a technology issue. It's not really technology. We have a facilities issue here at the homestead, and that's our front gate. So we've had the Mighty Mule automatic gate opener for probably over a year.
Yeah.
And it's been a game changer for us coming and going off the property.
Yeah.
Because otherwise Katie has to get out and open and close the gate because I'm usually driving. And
which isn't that big of a deal, but it's just, it gets old when
it gets old quick. Especially
we did it for almost 2 years.
Yeah, especially when it's cold or when it's raining.
Yeah.
Yeah, having the little clicker button and just having it open is great. So anyway, it was Saturday morning, came outside and there's this really annoying, loud, just constant beep sound. Really high pitched, really loud, just beep. And it was going on for hours and hours and hours. And so I was thinking that it was something going on with the neighbors. And I was like, well, wait a second, maybe it's our gate. So I walked down, sure enough, the gate controller is just loud with that horrible noise. So I called tech support and waited on hold for an hour. And of course you have to be down by the gate with specific tools ready to diagnose. So screwdriver, voltmeter, the clicker for it. Anyway, so I got on the phone and we went through all the troubleshooting steps, except for I didn't have an extra spare battery. That was redundant. I didn't have a spare battery to swap out to see if it was a battery. So after we went through all the troubleshooting steps, they said, well, go get a spare battery, make sure it's fully charged and try that. Well, I fully charged the one that was in there already, and that didn't solve it. So we have a non-functioning automatic gate opener that has to be returned, diagnosed, fixed, and then returned to us. So you're going to be doing some gate opening for
Or I'll just drive.
You'll be doing some gate opening for a while. I feel some wind or some raindrops.
Yeah, it's going to start raining here
It is
again.
gonna start raining.
We've had some crazy weather. It's just been one of the customers. I mentioned that I got stuck in the rain because they were going to be coming out. It was the day that they came out yesterday, and they were going to come out later in the day. And I was like, let's do it earlier. I don't want to, get caught in the rain. And they're like, yeah, the rain's been super bipolar lately in this area. It's just been, it's been interesting.
Yeah.
It's like unexpected. Like there's no forecast of showers, and then it just downpours. Or it says it's supposed to rain all day and we don't get any.
Yeah.
I
think we're in a strange eco.
Yeah, like its own microclimate.
Microclimate here.
Yeah. It's definitely, we get some real interesting weathers that even just down the road, maybe 3 miles, if that, they don't, you see the dry as you're driving.
Yeah, we're driving through town, pouring rain.
Yep.
Take the country road out to the house, 3 miles away from us, just dry as can be.
Yep.
There's just a dividing line, and then we get about half a mile from our property, from our gate, and it's just wet and it's just raining.
Yeah, it's so weird. There's like these little pockets.
Yeah.
But
I was just looking at I see wind picking up, but it just died down. So who knows?
Cool.
How are we doing on? Did you read any? Did we have a lot of entries into our contest, to our giveaway?
We had a few. I would say what I saw so far, I didn't look last night, but before that, I think there was about 15.
Oh, okay.
That wanted to be registered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Well, if you haven't watched Saturday's video on the giveaway for an album from my favorite band, that's it. That's the plug on that one. So.
Yeah, a lot of, I don't know how to pronounce the name of the song. It starts with a J.
Oh, Jacardia.
Jacardia, that's what it is.
It's a flowering tree. It's a very pretty flowering tree.
Yeah, that one was popular. Just a Bird. And
Pocket Knife, probably.
Pocket Knife. Yeah, Pocket Knife was probably, I think, the most called out. Jacardia and Pocket Knife were the two that were most called out. I haven't listened to all of them on that link yet. I think I have like 4 more to go.
Are you going to register?
No. You already have an album. I think we're okay.
I got my copy today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I want to listen to music, I just YouTube it.
Yeah. I mean, but I have the CD, so now when we're driving into town, I can listen to the CD without having to stream, because we lose data throughout the drive, and then plus I wanted to support them.
Right.
Yeah. So I think that's kind of it.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I think that's good. So we'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye. I'm gonna go put my props away.